there's one more brand that came in, made a re-entry actually. Honor. What do you think about Honor?
Not happy.
Not happy? So, we're back with yet another podcast, and this is a year-ender podcast, and it's the episode 13. I know we've not been doing a lot of it these days because there's just way too much happening. But in this episode, I want to talk about whatever we saw in 2023 and what we have to look forward in 2024. So, Arun, welcome back again. Sajid, welcome back again. So, I'll start off with directly asking you, iPhones have become really popular in India lately. Why?
So there are multiple reasons. One of the most important reason in my view is how easy it has become to buy iPhones because of no-cost EMIs. Older generation iPhones are coming at really good price. I mean, in 40,000-50,000 rupees, you are able to buy a year-old iPhone, which like iPhone 14 for that matter, iPhone 14 Pro, and prices are really come down of iPhones, especially older generation. That's the reason. I think no-cost EMI is the number one factor because people don't have to pay upfront and everyone wants to buy iPhone. Imagine, they are close to 6-7% market share. The maximum number of iPhones have been sold in last 1 year. Yeah, no-cost EMI, in my view, has changed the game for Apple. Everywhere they are buying. And it's just not phones. Even iPads or their MacBooks and stuff like that. Everywhere you're getting it, whether it is offline store or during sales. So yeah, that's according to me is why.
One more thing, Sajid, I wanted to ask you specifically about iPhones is that does the brand value or the show-off value of owning an iPhone, will it go down after after huge adoption?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because so again, why iPhones are selling more? I just wanted to quickly add to that. That as Indians, we have mostly always been purchasing the older gen of iPhones, and I think iPhone 13 was the a perfect upgrade from 11.
Right.
And it still is relevant in 2023.
Yeah.
And it will be in 2024 as well.
Right.
For Indians. And I think, and after that, the 14 also got a great price cut. And recently 15 also got a price cut
Really?
for around like 2,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Even the 15 got a price
Yeah.
cut? Wow.
So,
Okay.
So it just makes more sense for people to buy the iPhones.
Correct.
Was it such that people are just waiting for the prices to go down so that they can buy the iPhone?
Yeah, they especially wait for the sales, Flipkart sale, Amazon sale, and during that time they buy. They definitely wait. A lot of them wait and buy because they get these exchange offers, no cost EMIs, instant discount, and all that is there. So, yeah. Another thing, the second question which you asked, Sajid, I want to answer that. With so many people buying iPhones, that aura of iPhone, whether it is going down, I think to a certain extent it will. Because, we did a reel on this and got millions of views, where 4 years back, if you bought iPhone, you used to flaunt it, people used to look at it, and people used to ask, iPhone liya, iPhone liya, iPhone liya. Now that thing is because every third or fourth person has got iPhone now. So, I think that aura has gone down a bit. It's not going to be like people are going to stop buying iPhone because of that. It has got its own brand value, and people are buying it also because of the camera. Camera is the reason why, because camera has become so important. Everyone is on social media. They want to take great pictures. They want to post great videos, and there's no better phone for clicking good pictures and best videos. I think it's iPhone. So yeah, that's it.
there's one more thing. So in future, the conversation will be more about how many cameras does your iPhone have?
Right.
Like if it is dual camera setup, then it's okay.
It's
like
a
everyone
basic
has
iPhone,
it.
huh?
Yeah. But if your
That's a good
iPhone
point.
has a triple camera,
Then it's a pro phone, right? That's
Correct.
the only distinguishing factor now between a consumer iPhone and a pro iPhone. So I genuinely feel that Apple should do a completely different design for the Pro series at least.
True.
Yeah, they should. I agree. In fact, now I'm bored. The latest iPhone 15, I think that design is now perfected. Now they need to move somewhere else.
They need to move somewhere else. They need to experiment slightly more. Now, of course, iPhones have become more popular, but at the same time, Samsung was rather quiet after the S23 Ultra, I would say. The S23 Ultra was a fantastic phone this year, but what happened? What is happening at Samsung? What do you think is Samsung thinking about? What is their product lineup like? It's been very subdued year for them. Not a lot of chatter around it.
I don't think it's been a subdued year. S23 Ultra was for me the best phone of 2023. They did very well. Lot of issues which were there in S22, they removed it, bugs, heating, many things. And S23 Ultra came to be a near perfect phone. Now, what they are doing, that is flagship. In other M series, A series, and all, they have been, doing the same thing that they have been doing last 2-3 years, and which is good because people want to buy Samsung phones. Like iPhones, they also want to buy Samsung phones. There is a audience which only buys Samsung phones. So that is there. And Z Fold 5 sold the most. When it came to numbers, Z Fold 5 even at 1.5 lakh rupee, so many, literally hundreds and thousands of Z Fold 5 have sold. I was surprised that within first 24 hours their pre-orders were something like 20,000 or 50,000. I don't even remember the name. But the point is they're selling very, very well.
So just like iPhones, the Galaxy Z series is also getting boring because it's getting incremental upgrades only.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Yes. So I think from our usage pattern that we three of us, the smartphones we use, I think Arun sir used the Fold for the least time. Even iPhone 15 Pro Max for that matter.
So the most expensive phones, you've used it for the least time.
So iPhone 15 Pro Max, Pro Max I generally use for about 3-4 months, and Z Fold around 3-4 months. This time I used both of them only 2 months. Most of my time went in S23 Ultra. I used it for about 5 to 6 months because I love that phone. I might go back to it. I don't know. Let me see how S24 Ultra turns out.
Just like OnePlus did this year, Samsung placed 1 or 2 smartphones in each price category with a great software support.
Software was one thing that Samsung nailed this year.
Yes.
Right. So talking about OnePlus, how was OnePlus this year? I'll talk about OnePlus. I felt like OnePlus literally rose from the ashes and came out like a phoenix this year. Because honestly, they've put a phone in every single price bracket and they've catered to every single audience, not just OnePlus fans, but also every single person who's believes in that OnePlus brand. So you've got the Nord C3 Lite, you've got the Nord C3, you've got the Nord 3, OnePlus 11R, OnePlus 11. What a robust portfolio of these five phones. Yeah. And even the OnePlus Open, which you love using, I love using.
When Nord came in at about 35,000, that was the first time a Nord branded phone came above 30,000. Otherwise, they were all under 30,000. But it was a extremely strategical decision that under 20,000 this is going to be there, under 25 this, under 30 this, under 35 this, and then 11R and then 11. So at every price point they have given right phones. Even Nord C3 Lite was their, Nord C2 Lite was their highest selling phone, and C3 Lite became the same, under 20,000, even though the specs were not the greatest in that particular price range. So they are doing something right. Their cameras have definitely improved. If you see the previous generation, their cameras have improved. Look wise, they are doing well. Overall, I think OnePlus did very, very well. And when OnePlus Open came in, wow, that stumped me. I did not expect such a good foldable phone from OnePlus, but they did it. And at that price, 1,40,000, which I think is really good. Yeah.
At this point, I would like to direct our audience to the Trakin Tech Awards. We've actually done the Trakin Tech Awards, so go check that out when you can. Sajid, what are your thoughts on the OnePlus journey this year?
Again, we actually ordered OnePlus 11 from China for doing unboxing. Yeah. And then we actually unboxed when it launched in India. And that time I wrote the title as The Return of the King.
Okay.
Because for me, 7 Pro was a peak OnePlus.
Yes.
And after that, I don't know.
It went downhill.
It went downhill, yeah. So OnePlus 11 was a very good phone.
Yeah.
But OnePlus 11R was the most VFM, I'll call the
That
phone.
is true. That is true. Yeah. Talking about OnePlus, one of the other things that I liked about the brand is that they also directly head-on addressed the green line issue.
True.
And at least they sort of did give some answers to people's problems and they've responded. So that's a good thing. Good job, OnePlus. Now moving on to another brand that I really want to talk about and is probably very close to OnePlus in that regard, and that is Nothing. What's happening there?
I don't know.
What about let's talk about the products first. What do you think of the products?
Nothing Phone 2, when it launched, I thought it was expensive, and Again, there's price cut which came after 2 months of Nothing Phone 2 launch. At 45,000, Nothing Phone 2 was overpriced in my view. Under 40,000, it's a good phone. But imagine people who have bought the phone at 45,000 just after 2 months, if there is a price cut. That's not a good thing. And that also went to show that Nothing Phone 2 did not do well. The sales were not up to the mark, and that's why they had to do the price cut. So, although phone is good, even the OS for that matter is excellent, Indians have not accepted Nothing Phone 2 as much as Nothing expected. So that is one. Second thing is, I think just launching one phone in entire year, they don't have the brand value of Apple where people will wait. Nothing Phone 2 buzz, it creates buzz, and after 2 months it dies down and the people forget Nothing Phone 2. I am not too sure how they are going to overcome this. It's going to be a difficult market, and there is a lot of things going on behind. A lot of people leaving from their India office. So a lot of upheaval going on right now in the company.
Even Manu Sharma seems to have moved.
Yeah, so behind the scenes, in front, there are things are not going all that well for Nothing, is what I feel. I really honestly don't know. What do you think? You like Nothing, so
yeah, I like the phone. The Nothing Phone 2 was good, but from an audio perspective, they were so like, the one specific thing that you mentioned is that the Nothing Phone 2 was expensive. The same was true for even their audio products, right? I mean, they were at a certain price category, and suddenly they're like, within a year, they're like, okay, fine, we're going to be releasing expensive products. You all have to buy that. That's not going to happen. Correct. Maybe with the CMF brand, they're trying to change it. Again, while the products are good, it takes time to build a brand and trust in it. Maybe they should have done it under the Nothing brand itself. Something with the pricing strategy, getting it right. Something is off somewhere. Maybe decisions are being made in a haste. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like they need to regroup and get together again.
Okay. What do you see? Where will Nothing be 2 years down the line? Do you think they have a future?
That's a very good question, because I also wanted to ask you both this. Like, is it easy for a new incumbent brand to come and break into a smartphone market where everybody's doing different things? Like, for example, Apple just doesn't have the phone. It also has services. Samsung just doesn't have the phone. It has many other things. A lot of other brands. Nothing is going to be dependent only on this business, and they're trying to make like clothes which are so expensive. What's happening?
I'll tell you. One of the biggest thing is they are a startup. They are not someone who are like backed by OPPO or Vivo. So iQOO can do a lot of things which Nothing cannot, because they don't have that team. They don't have that much money. They are going to run out of funding. Probably they have already ran out of funding. I really don't know, because sales are not doing well. So it's like startup. Always on the edge. If funding does not come, we have to shut down. So I am not very sure where Nothing.
They need a super hit.
They need a super hit, and it's very difficult, because again, service, and they also have to build infrastructure. Infrastructure does not come easy. Experience store. I was speaking to Kalpe, and he said that he's going to build an experience store in Bangalore. All these things need a lot of money, and for a start, and it's like hundreds of crores I'm talking about. For Nothing, it might be difficult. I am not too sure how Kalpe, but if anyone can do it, it's Kalpe. If it was anyone else, I would have literally resigned off. Written off.
So when Phone 1 launched in 2022, there wasn't a very big competition in that specific price range under 30,000. But when there was a Phone 2, there were a lot of good phones under 40,000, even under 50,000. So I think that impacted the
very good point, Sajid. In 2023, so many good phones launched, value for money phones launched, that Nothing Phone 1, which we really said was very good. It was distinctive, glyph lights and all that. For the price, it was good. But Nothing Phone 2, we could not say the same.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. There's one more brand that came in, made a re-entry actually. Honor. What do you think about Honor?
Not happy.
Not happy?
Although cameras was good on Honor 90, I think it was way overpriced.
That's the phone, but what do you think about the brand? Will they make a good comeback? Because their phones are generally very good, right? Yeah. I mean, they have the foldable phones that do well.
Correct.
They look good at least.
See, it's too early to really comment on Honor. That is what I'll say, and I'll stop, because Madhav Sheth is there, and he did wonders with Realme. He can do it for Honor. The potential is there, but I don't know whether it will happen.
I'm actually excited for Honor in 2024 specifically.
Nice.
Let's see. Because with Honor 90, what happened? They launched at a certain price. Then they came back with the offers and all those fiasco.
Oh yeah, the pricing thing. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So I think that, so users will think about Honor again.
Yeah.
About the pricing and all.
Pricing and everything. So talking about pricing, there was this trend in the market where the launch price would include not just the actual retail price, but also the price of the cashback, which is fine, which we would get with a legible credit card. And apart from that, you also had product exchange added on top of that. While no cost EMI is fantastic for a lot of people who want to purchase phones, we are not giving any financial decisions.
Yeah.
But what about product exchange? Is it legit to add that in the launch price, or it doesn't make sense?
I really don't know because there are people who do exchange their phones. There are people who take advantage of that. But sometimes I feel it is also very gimmicky. The reason being, exchange offer up to 3,000 rupees. See, there are so much of fine print in that I really don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. I've not bought phone and exchange. I'll reserve my comment. I really don't know whether it is good or bad. I'm not going to say it either ways. Sajid, what do you think?
So again,
And I want to know what you also
I think the majority of chunk, especially in India, we give our older phones to, we just circulate around in home.
Yeah.
Because if
So parent gives it to the young kids and yeah.
and so I think exchange wala audience will be very low.
Very low.
I think.
Precisely. My point is the same, is that if the subset that is going to be using that product exchange value and actually deriving some benefit out of it was higher, then okay, fine. We are saying that, okay, fine, a lot of people will be using that. But even with respect to credit cards, there are very few,
Correct.
people who have credit cards, and the exchange offers will be useful for them. But I don't think launch prices should have tacked on with those. Launch prices should be launch prices.
Yeah, that I agree.
Maximum retail price. Whatever is the retail price that a person can buy at, don't add it and don't confuse the customer even more. I think that confusion should reduce. Anyway, moving on, Xiaomi and Realme. Like, what's happening there, Arun? Like, again, most of our lists most of our best of lists or best phones of the year would have one Xiaomi phone, maybe one Realme phone. But this year, those two brands have maybe not achieved up to potential, if you ask me. There are other brands that did better, like Infinix and Tecno, or even Motorola for that matter.
They're going through tough times right now. Whether it is the management, whether it is Xiaomi's management, most of the top guys have left. Realme, same thing happened. Madhav Shade and everyone moved out. So that was one major problem. See, when you don't have anyone at the top, everything else collapses. There's no direction to the company, and that is what we are seeing with Xiaomi as well as Realme. Although they have their marquee phones that are Note series or their number series Realme, those will get launched. But there is no aggression. Like we used to see that aggression, whether it is price aggression, specifications used to be very good. We used to call it value for money. 2020 and 2021 were like Realme. All the time we used to talk about those. Now that is not, we cannot even think of one phone which really stood out. Prices were high. They were not value for money. So they went away from their core DNA. What the brand was known for, and then they also have other issues of ED and tax and all that is also happening. So from everywhere there are a lot of issues that are happening, and that's the reason I think they are not doing very well. Their product portfolio is not all that great, neither is the company's situation at this point of time.
Yeah, but I think Poco maybe has done a better job this year,
Yes.
at least with their lineup, at least with their phones, at least with their aggression. They did end up selling a lot of Poco F.
See, again, you see, because Himanshu Tandon is there, there is someone who is taking care and driving. That's what I said. One of the main things is that, the senior management people who are driving, they need to be good and they need to be there. If everyone just goes off, who's going to take decisions? So,
Which is why the same thing you mentioned about nothing, you're okay with whatever the brand is doing because Kalpe
is there.
Because you have somebody to, hold on to. It's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Vivo and OPPO as well, right? I wanted to look at, what those two brands have done. Maybe they've not done a lot to stand out per se, but they've done enough to be number 2, number 4 in the market, right? Vivo is like number 2, number 1 sometimes as well. That brand, it's been doing a good job. What do you think?
I don't know how they managed to get those kind of sales, because while their products are good, the Vivo are camera-centric phones and their cameras are really good. Look-wise, they are good. You can't call Vivo phones classic value for money phones, which most of the Indians look forward to. But Vivo has got such a big, huge offline market, and they have Vivo fans where they will use only V series. They have Vivo V27, V29, then 31, 33. They have been using it. They'll not move to any other phone. So they have their own community, they have their own brands, and they are doing things under the radar. Nothing is, really big, buzzy about it. But they are doing their job very well.
And you like iQOO as well, right?
iQOO, yeah, Vivo's iQOO, such great value for money. They are value for money. So Vivo is not known for it, but they have come up with a brand which is pure value for money. They are only playing value for money game, performance price to performance ratio game. So I think their strategy is in place. They are doing very well, but everything is under the radar. That's why they are at number one sometime, and they are consistently gaining market share. So I think they're good. What about you, Oppo? I want to ask you.
So with Oppo, I feel that Oppo is not doing enough, primarily because it's not like they don't have the products. In fact, one of my favorite audio products this year was the Oppo Enco F3 Pro. Their Enco X2 is good. But with their phones, I would say that, maybe they need the Find series to be here. Not because they will sell the numbers or anything like that, but sometimes you need a flagship product to showcase what you're capable of.
Yeah.
Oppo makes great phones. And that flip phone, while it was, again, Find and 3 Flip is one of our favorite phones this year, because in a flip form factor, they've done a fantastic job with the telephoto as well. But again, it's not the flip or the fold that will get them the attention, but a candy bar phone that is a proper flagship. And the Find X6 Pro was like, everybody loved the camera. So it didn't make it to India. Why? They didn't do it to the Find X5 Pro. They didn't do it. I feel disappointed about that. That, Oppo needs to be like, we are the parent company for OnePlus and Realme, and they need to show that. Vivo does that with the X series.
Yeah, everyone. See, because like S23 Ultra is there, iPhone 15 Pro Max is there, X100 series is there, like that Find series there, which is missing. And I agree completely with you. They need that.
On the contrary, I'll say Oppo F series is not doing good.
That is also
because Vivo V series was very good when it comes to like V29 series. But when you see F21 series on the Oppo, I don't know, because under 25,000 or under 30,000 you are selling for 695. I don't think that's not
the right strategy, because V and the F would always compete.
Correct.
I think Vivo has figured out the market well.
Yeah, and F series used to do very, very well in India earlier. I mean, the numbers we used to get on our videos for F series was crazy. But now I don't know. I mean, it's slowly the popularity of F series has gone down.
They are more focusing on the Renault series.
Yeah, Oppo Renault
Design
series.
and
Which
camera.
is not too bad either. I like the Renault series, but I think that the Renault series also needs some marquee product to stand out. But again, I am of the strong opinion that for the brand to capture the attention of the market, needs to bring their flagship phone to India.
I'm going to ask you something.
Please.
Motorola.
I think Motorola is one of the one of those scrappy fighters. No. See, I'm in the market. I'm going to get good phones, right? The Edge 40 was easily one of my favorite phones this year, and the Edge 40 Neo actually was such a better value. Despite the Edge 40 existing, right? So really good phones under 30,000 rupees. But I think again, Motorola, while it has that under 30, under 20 range, just like Oppo, I think they need that flagship device. They did have the Edge 30 Ultra, if I'm not wrong, right? They did have that, but I think that's the one space missing. But otherwise, Motorola is doing a fantastic job, and I think they're also grabbing the attention of the market as well.
Here is my question. I love Motorola because in every price segment they have launched really good phones. When you take a Motorola phone in hand, you feel that light, nice, lovely displays, curved displays. Cameras decent. I'm not going to say bad cameras, but decent cameras are there. Price to performance ratio is good, but I never see them in top 6, top 7 in the market share. Not even top. What's up with that? Because they are such good phones. I think the stocks are the issue. That people want to buy phones, but they are not getting it. In our office, we have seen that happening with Edge 40, Edge 40 Neo. All the time out of stock. So I think somewhere, although they are coming up with great phones, they don't have the volumes, or they are playing very safe. They don't want stocks to build up. But here is if you take the risk, you're going to get better market share. So I think that is what they need to change.
I think they will do that in
2024, because they must have got a lot of confidence from 2023.
I also think that Moto phones have very small launch cycle.
Okay.
Like after every 2-3 months because they are tweaking some cameras or some processor and then.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I like one thing about Motorola. They are listening to the market. Every time we have a briefing session, I see that, they want to do good. It's not that when you're creating a smartphone, there are so many things to take care of. But every time I speak to the Motorola people, I get a feeling that, these guys genuinely want to bring out good phones. It's just that their stocks are not there, the numbers are not there. I don't know why. Otherwise, they should have been in top, if not top 5, at least top 7 smartphone brands. That's how good they are.
Sajid, Infinix and Tecno has had a good trajectory this year,
Yes,
no?
yes.
Let's talk about Tecno. What did you like about Tecno this year?
Okay, so I think Tecno made some really brave moves this year with their first foldable, first flippable, and all those retractable camera. So Tecno and Infinix were always in headlines every month. Like they're launching something different. They're trying. So I think 2023 they tried a lot of things, and 2024 will be the same as they are showcasing something in CES also, like air charge thing.
Air charge technology.
So our under 30,000, under 20,000 list never had Infinix or Tecno phones,
Right.
but now they have entering that list also because there's no Xiaomi and Realme phone.
So tell me, do you think Tecno and Infinix are replacing Xiaomi and Realme?
It's quite possible, no, Arun? Like, I mean, if a brand is doing well, if it's attempting, if it's trying to, break into the market with good prices, especially something like the GT10 Pro, right? I mean, that is a good device. People will sit up at Tecno Camon 20 Premier or something like that, right? Camon 20 Pro. These are phones that were very similar in Xiaomi with DNA, if you look at it, right? Because they are extremely well spec'd and at extremely good prices. And people are sitting up and taking notice of that fact that, they were giving these devices. So, yeah, I mean, that's something for Xiaomi and Realme to worry, maybe at some point, but they're still doing well, Xiaomi and Realme. But I think Tecno and Infinix is eroding into some bit of their market for sure, because you also have good offline presence, if you look.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if Realme and Xiaomi carry on the same thing that they did in 2023, although their market share is there, they are in top 5, but 2024, they have to really pull up their socks. If they don't launch good phones at good price point, their market share is going to be taken by, people like Motorola, Infinix and Tecno.
Do you think budget foldables will become a thing in 2024? Like at a good price? Like, for example, the Tecno V Flip launched under 50. Even the Fold was under 80 or something like that, right? I mean, at 80 or something. So, do you think that is going to be a possibility? Will Samsung launch a budget foldable?
There were some rumors about it.
Yeah.
I think they will go slightly more mainstream. They'll still not be kind of fighting with Candy Bar because they are going to be very popular, but people are slowly going to wake up to foldables and flippables because it will be 40,000, 50,000. We will see many flip phones under 50,000. That's what at least 2 or 3 of them. This year we just saw one. So it is going to increase. The portfolios of the products is going to increase, and popularity will also increase a bit.
Are you bullish on foldables?
I am too. And especially with phones like these launching, I think.
Do you think there will be a FE variant of flip and fold?
Quite possible.
Yeah.
Quite possible. I feel there will be. If there is one, I think that will be Samsung's.
True.
That will be Samsung's move.
You know what? I am thinking about 2 years down the line, foldables at 25,000 price range, mid range. So today, we have OPPO Reno series, so we will have foldable at those 25,000-30,000 price.
I think that's when there will be a mass adoption, because that's the ASP which is generally the market is operating at least in India. I would say that's where it is at. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is that there is a very good increased focus and vigor and renewed vigor on operating system updates and operating system reducing bloatware and everything after quite a few of us, even you raised voice and remember with the Realme and everything. So it's a good change that's happening. Let's talk about that trend. What do you think?
And we should thank Samsung for that. I mean, they were the first to say that 4 years update, 5 years security update. And then everyone started following because we started speaking in our unboxing. People started asking in comments, where are updates? Where are updates? Delayed updates. So Motorola never used to do it. Now that's what I said. They were listening. First they said 1 year. Now they're saying 2 years. Now they're saying 3 years. Giving updates also is quite intensive. You need a huge team, testing team and all that. And for brands to create that, especially smaller brands, it's very difficult. But we are now seeing Infinix, Tecno, even under 10,000 rupee phone, brands are committing that yes, we are going to give updates. So that's a very big positive change, because generally when especially Indians buy phones, they use it for 2 years, 3 years, and at least for minimum, if it is budget, at least 2 years update should be there. If they are mid-range or higher, it should be 3 or 4 years, more than that.
Fun fact, POCO C65, which launched recently, actually has 2 years of updates. It is under 8,000.
Under 8,000 rupees and giving 2 years major OS update, which is good. This is fantastic. That is happening.
What a move forward
I
for
think
the industry.
Infinix and Tecno have solved the hardware puzzle part. They just need the software
bit,
part. Yeah.
And they are improving again. Bloatware, they are reducing. They are also trying a lot of things.
Yeah. Even with the iQOO 12, we saw that bloatwares were reduced. So I think that, even brands are sitting up and taking notice of the fact that people might not necessarily be very happy with the fact that, these phones are filled with unnecessary apps. So that's a good move forward. I think 2024 will be a huge change on that front as well. Let's talk about trends that you look forward to in 2024, right? I mean, one of the things that I am definitely looking forward to is on-device generative AI. And, we both went to Hawaii for the Snapdragon Summit. And honestly, it's a game changer for smartphones. It's going to be huge. Even Samsung S24 series is going to talk about that.
Yeah. So, again, on-device AI is going to be a big thing in 2024. So AI was the buzzword for 2023, and we'll see the results in 2024. And on-device AI will, make all those things like on-call translation, or the all those image editing things and video editing things will be more accessible. Where you can do it offline. You don't need the internet.
Imagine AI feature where someone is talking in different language, you can translate it in real time. That is one. Second thing, till now AI was only used for processing images, editing, but in every aspect AI is going to come. So how you use your phone, AI will analyze it, and accordingly it will make changes. It will automatically silence your phone when you're sitting or speaking like this. When I'm doing videos, automatically it will go silent because it is understanding. So AI can do wonders in every aspect of smartphone usage, and that coming on device is the big thing, because then you don't need internet, you don't need anything. Even if there's no internet access, AI features are still coming up. So I am excited. I'm super duper excited about AI, and 2024 we are going to see some magical things with it. So
Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 was 9300.
Oh,
that's big.
right. Do I have to pick one?
I have to pick, obviously.
Okay, 8 Gen 3.
8 Gen 3.
Yeah.
because 9300, does it have AI on chip?
On device.
On device?
And more parameters also, if I'm not wrong.
So,
But yeah, it's going to be huge.
on-device AI will make your smartphone different. Then your phone will be different, mine will be different, and your will be different.
Actually, it will be unique for the user experience will be very unique for each user.
Because AI will tailor it for your usage.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Man. I can't even imagine. So that's the other thing about if you're taking a Vivo phone from somebody, and if I have the same Vivo phone, it's gonna look the same, but it should not ideally. Talking about trends for 2024 and smartphones specifically, I wanted to talk about whether phones will be more affordable, or more than that, what I want to specifically ask is, at the same price point that you were buying or getting a certain phone this year, would you get better specs?
Yes, I absolutely feel so. All the supply chain issues and all those issues which were back in 2021, which we faced, all of them are gone now. Old stocks are gone now. Everything. So, all the smartphone brands, everything is hunky-dory for that. For them, there are no issues which were there earlier. So, phone, and we are seeing that happening. Second half of 2023, we have already seen a lot of good spec phones launched at good prices, and that is going to continue in 2024. I really see you will get a lot more phone for the same price in 2024 as compared to 2023.
Yeah. Agree?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Same.
Same. Okay. Camera tech. I want you to tell me 2 trends that will happen in 2023 with smartphone cameras. 2024.
So, the on-device AI will take the camera. So post-processing will take to the next level. Hardware part, I'm looking forward to the periscope lenses for the portraits.
Actually, a periscope camera, I think, will become more affordable.
Correct.
You do a lot of smartphone reviews and comparisons. What do you think? What do you expect should happen to smartphone cameras in 2024?
Not just smartphone cameras, overall also I tell you, Arun, the way we review smartphones is going to change. You know, we have a big sheet where we keep all the score. In that, we'll have to look at software features or, you know, software specific features that we get from on-device generative AI.
Yeah,
We'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah. And a major portion of our first impressions video will be that what are the software features. Till now, about 10 to 15% of time of unboxing, we used to talk about OS and software, but that is going to slowly shift and move towards 30 to 40% because there's going to be a lot to talk about from software perspective thanks to on-device AI, which is going to bring in a lot of features, and that also will require a lot of explanation. So our unboxing, our videos are also going to change. Our first impression reviews are going to change because of AI. So yeah, hardware is going to become very, very commoditized, but software is
It already is, according.
It already is. But software is, we are going to see a lot of new things. Yeah.
Couple of things about camera specifically that I'm seeing, and that is very interesting to note, is obviously periscope cameras will become more affordable, considering that, you know, brands will start working like with more affordable manufacturers like OmniVision to get like sensors out there, but then they add a periscope on top of it so they can get maybe a periscope for camera phone under 30,000 rupees is possible. The other thing is that I'm very, very excited to see how stacked sensors come forward, because we are seeing that the LYT-808 that was there, or the Sony stack sensor which was there in the OnePlus Open, is also there in the OnePlus 12, and there's also going to be an LYT-900 with a 1-inch sensor. So stacked sensors where apparently they're going to be more space saving. I don't know how they're going to perform per se, but again,
But I will tell you, I feel the brands who crack the software or processing will actually will get to see better photos and better videos from them, because software is going to play a more important role than hardware in photo and video processing. That's what I think.
3 brands or 2 brands that you think did very good with software processing in 2023 with cameras.
I think Vivo X90, they did quite well. Rest, that's what I think right now. But 2024 will see lot more brands and lot more post-processing.
I feel until 2023, we have been clicking photos. Like we are clicking photos, and in 2024 we'll make photos.
That is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because it's always about making photos. That's damn cool. So for me, I think, 2 brands that did well with computational photography this year, actually it's not Pixel. I think that Pixel went overboard with it.
Yeah.
They need to sort of pull it down a little bit. I think iPhone did a good job because they've fixed the problems that they had.
But they always did it, right? I mean,
No, last year they had a huge issue with highlights blowing out and everything. So all of those have been fixed. And the second one is, of course, Vivo. Vivo seems to be doing computational photography very well.
good.
And in fact, their Zeiss collaboration is one of the nicest collaborations.
I agree.
It's very underrated.
Very underrated.
So
I mean, I'm really looking forward for X100 camera. I might switch for the as a
if Fun Touch is good.
Yeah, if Fun Touch is. And Fun Touch is also improved.
Fun Touch is improving. Slowly but steadily, it's improving. Okay, finally, last, okay. Just to close this off, we've been talking a lot about phones, but I know that internally we are bullish on virtual reality, maybe because we experienced the Meta Quest 3, but that's the truth of the matter. We experienced it, we loved the product, and then we looked at the industry, we looked at the scale of the industry and what is happening there, both Sajid and I, and we looked at the Vision Pro and what Meta is doing at a much affordable cost. What do you think about VR? Will it pick up in 2024?
I think VR, we have been talking for the last 8-10 years. It's not anything new. But devices like Vision Pro and Meta Quest are actually, they are kind of catalyst which are going to ensure that VR comes mainstream. Right now it is very niche, but it's not going to be niche anymore because we are seeing app developers coming in, gamers, game manufacturers also creating games for that. And virtual reality, yes, 2 years down the line, I see it's going to be everywhere. I still feel that devices like Vision Pro and Meta Quest are far too chunky right now, where it has to, really tone down, just glasses. That's it. And the same thing which Meta Quest 3 is doing right now with all those things, it should be in smaller glasses. So it needs to get more compact and portable, and then it will go mainstream.
yes. So again, same. If Apple is doing something, then I think all the Android OEM brands will also follow, and they might launch, or
Somebody
there might
was
be.
doing it, no?
So there's already a $200 or $300 Vision Pro in the market.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.
And Huawei was also working in that direction, if I'm
Yes.
not wrong.
Yes.
They will come up with it.
Okay, all right. So 2023 and 2024. 2023 was obviously the inflection point, according to Trakin Tech, of something new is coming.
Correct.
And all the good things are coming together as well. So it was a good year, good enough year,
Yeah,
not a bad year,
true.
Definitely. And 2024 is looking even more exciting.
Yeah, it is looking very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to 2024.
That's it from us. I actually want to know what you guys think. What you guys thought of 2023, the tech trends that you liked or didn't like, or specifically about phones as well. Let us know in the comments below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking
And stay safe.